Well, a coalition of conservative political and business leaders are voicing dismay about environmental, social, and governmental shareholder proposals amid the coronavirus outbreak. The group sending an open letter to BlackRock CEO Larry Fink to stress focusing on economic growth rather than partisan agendas. Joining me right now is the General Counsel of the National Center for Public Policy Research, Justin Danhof. And Justin, it's great to have you here this morning. First, tell us about the coalition and the letter you've sent to Larry Fink. Have you heard back?
Not quite yet. We just sent it to him this morning. Thanks so much for having me on to talk about this, Maria. And you know what? I wish I didn't have to be on. But what we're witnessing in the corporate arena is what we're witnessing in the political arena, where Nancy Pelosi and her friends are taking Rahm Emanuel's advice and not letting this crisis go to waste. So we see them putting pork that's unrelated to recovery into recovery bills, right? The same thing is happening in the corporate arena, where the liberal activists that file over 400 shareholder resolutions annually are pushing these environment, social, and governance issues onto corporations that add an extra cost of doing business. And Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has indicated that in 2020, he's going to start supporting many of these resolutions. And as the largest asset manager in the world, that's very concerning to us as a coalition. We have decided to send Mr. Fink a letter and say, we think it's time you reconsider. So let's take a few concrete examples. At this time, should Marriott, for example, be putting solar panels on the roofs of their hotels that are empty, as their headquarters is also empty because most of their employees are furloughed? We don't think that's a wise use of finite resources. We think they should be paying for their employees' health care, and when it's safe, bringing as many of them back as possible, right? You just talked about Bank of America in a prior segment. Should Bank of America be spending their finite resources, reallocating their funds to match Greenpeace's desires and divest from fossil fuels, or match Michael Bloomberg's desire and not work with gun manufacturers? Or should maybe they be working on getting those small
because what gets me about this is they're pushing these environmentally safe things, and yet they're all gung-ho about setting up shop in China. So where's the the pushback there to the communist government about 1 million Uyghurs being locked up in camps right now, about the human rights issues?
Exactly right. And if folks are interested, come to nationalcenter.org, read more about this, or go to larryfink.com.